Dear colleagues, my name is Ivaylo Angelov. I'm from New York, and today I'm very delightful to have the opportunity to present my economic research in this virtual conference alongside so many talented individuals that are passionate at least equally as much on having better economy in the developing world. My research focuses on income inequality, which I believe is one of the main reasons why a lot of people are still not satisfied with the levels of economic development in their own countries. I also would like to extend my gratitude to the organizing committee putting together so many talented economists trying to find better ways of how the economy should be structured and how the economy should operate. The title of my research is Closing the Wealth Gap, the two-faced approach, in which we are trying to find out a different reason how we can actually solve this issue. Because so far, the evidences that we're having on the market, generally and individually by country, as an example, is that so far none of them found the solution that could work not only for particular segment of society but for all in general. And I truly believe that at some point in our lives we do experience income inequality. This work presents a comprehensive overview of what the economic theories have written in the past. This paper aims to provide a comprehensive overview of an issue of income inequality, including its background, including data and statistics, existing theories, and perspectives of income inequality, ranging from the classical economic ideas, which we all know at these current levels of economic development and how the societies actually approach the unlimited obstacles of higher interest rates, changing the economy structures, we're having extremely high level of unemployment. This work will examine these theories and perspectives in detail and provide an in-depth analysis for various arguments and evidences of income inequality. Looking back at the history, the economists such as Adam Smith and David Ricardo has been focusing on income inequality, and they have been pointing out in the history that income inequality is a phenomenon that should exist in the economy just to sustain the economic growth. The proponents of this theory argue that the wealth generated at the top of the income distribution trickles down to the lower classes, improving their standard of living and contributing to the overall economic growth. In other words, theories that explore this from Adam Smith and David Ricardo suggest that economic inequality represents how certain individuals building their businesses better, improving their capacity as entrepreneurs, will simply distribute the wealth from their businesses all the way down to their employees and their families. Unfortunately, the theory versus the reality has a huge gap in between. As we can see in the recent years, the wealth gap between the individuals who own businesses, which businesses actually progress, succeed, and grow more and more, has created a major revenue or income gap between certain individuals. And obviously, the distribution of the wealth from successful entrepreneurs or businessmen towards their employees didn't work quite well. A widely accepted way to measure income inequality is the Gini coefficient. As you can see over here, the relevant data and statistics on the income inequality include the Gini coefficient, which essentially measures the income inequality distribution. From the statistical standpoint, we can see that when the value is 0 in the Gini coefficient, indicating perfect equality, and the value of 1 indicating perfect inequality. And yes, again, looking in the past, trying to find the solution for income inequality, we can see that there are definitely different theories that try to cover and unveil the main reasons why income inequality was so widely spread. Theories that attempt to explain the causes and consequences of income inequality include neoclassical, Marxist theory, structural theory, institutional theory, and behavioral theory. According to the neoclassical theory, there is a major difference between the areas of specialization, there is areas of labor, there is area of market capitalization. The wealthier countries will have better capitalized markets, which will be paying more for the labor, which essentially means that the businesses will be able to charge more, and this is how you can expect a wider gap between income inequality. From Marxist theory standpoint, They simply portray that the capital world, the capital markets, the capital structure of each of the government has simply taken advantage of the labor forces and generated wealth on their behalf. On the other hand, we have a structural theory which essentially focuses on unequal distribution of power and resources within the society. Someone might say that each country has generally built and granted with different resources, different goods, different climate. Last but not least, the institutional theory, which suggests that institutions and the government plays a major role of wealth distribution, how the government structures the country, how the government structures the taxes, the laws, the labor forces. And I believe the theory that matches the current market or government or worldwide environment is the behavioral theory, which indicates that individual behavior is the main reason for why certain countries, individuals, or businesses progress and expand the wealth gap. Based on the beliefs, values, and preferences, certain countries or businesses decides how to distribute the wealth that was generated in the business, in the company, in the country, down the line. And now we are going to discuss my particular overview and theory why none of the governments or institutions or private business owners were not capable to solve income inequality at large or at least in their own institution level. This is the two-faced approach solving the issue with income inequality. I believe that the main flaws of the current or the previous solutions were that the government tried to generalize the group of people, putting them under the same circumstances. They assume that people have the same education, people have the same goals, people have the same behavior, people are experiencing the same fears, which after we conduct the study found out that income inequality exists in many different levels with people with completely different background. People with education and people without education. People with very good jobs, with very good firms, and people with mediocre jobs. People that don't like their jobs and they definitely struggle with the same exact principles of income inequality. The two-faced approach solves this by simply providing a very focused, oriented decisions, distributing a particular solutions for group number 1 and group number 2. Group number 1 are individuals with a very good education. They have been working for very well structured companies. They have been paid relatively good, but they simply fail to evolve. They simply fail to get promoted. They simply fail to go up in the professional ladder. They feel demotivated and they simply see that they will never earn as much as their managers, as much as their boss, as much as their colleagues in different firms. So these people are simply demotivated and they definitely feel in person the wealth gap difference and how they have been stagnated to the same exact income levels. These people had a very good education, but these people have not been taught in entrepreneurship manner. They didn't take on the job as an entrepreneur. They didn't took more responsibilities. They didn't show to the management team that they're willing to take a partner position. They're willing to do the extra mile of work so they will be able to do more job outside of their specification because they're willing to learn. So more opportunities will present to themselves, allowing them to earn more and move from lower level of income to the higher level of income. On the flip side, we have people with or without education, people who receive their education. These people currently are working on a low paid job, or these people currently are working on job that they simply don't like. These people want to learn so much more about how they can earn more money and increase their income, but they simply don't have nobody to mentor them. These people need to go back and they have to be provided from the government with the pre-qualification studies. They have to be allowed to choose the new discipline and to be able to join the new workforce, because most likely the labor market has changed and these people are willing to learn more. These people have to be presented with educational opportunities. In very strong contrast with the group number 1, which should be presented with job opportunities, with promotional opportunities, with taking on more responsibility for the company. These are two different complex structures and approaches in which you are able to solve problems of group number one, very concentrated approach, and problems of group number two, also a very concentrated approach. While the first group have the education, but doesn't have the entrepreneurial spirit, doesn't have the motivation to learn more, to try new things, to evolve more, the group number two has all that. They have the spirit of building more, learning more, becoming more, earning more, but they don't have the education to it. This is why the both groups need completely different approach from the government. Overall conclusion, there isn't a solution one size fits all anymore. I believe the governments or the professional industries or the commutes learn that, because when you try to solve an issue that is so specific to a particular group of people or professionals on the market, you need to act with unique ideas that will target the issues and will be able to solve these issues. One size fits all solutions or rules or proposals from the government sounds good and looks good on paper, but they're not effective in the real world economy. I wish I had the chance to be in person to hear your questions and to answer some of your questions, and definitely hear different perspectives on the topic. I know a lot of people are joining internationally as well, so I'm very curious to hear, do you experience the same situation in your country? And if it does appear this situation, I hope this situation improves. I wonder how your countries are actually fighting the income inequality and what kind of methods they're using. Again, I'm very grateful having the chance to present the paper alongside many other talented economists from all around the world. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.